very hot Monday. I'm Algo Obo and Shaku Maku once more to you all. Heaven forbid that any tanker falls leading to anarchy. Many commuters in Lagos yet to get over Friday's traffic Armageddon. We'll begin with the big three, where the Commissioner of Police in Lagos State, Zubairu Muazu, a short while ago briefed the media, and he has his scorecard out. We'll be joining security correspondent Ijoma Esek at the police headquarters in Ikeja shortly to know what the verdict is. Then we'll be off firefighting at Victoria Island, where the headquarters of Unity Bank this morning was gutted by fire. Fortunately, the fire is now out, but the investigations are just beginning. And then finally, we'll go to Ondo State and talk about this remarkable story of thunderstorm killing dozens of straying cows. You heard me right. Indeed, the gods are to blame. On Checkpoint, we'll be talking to you about security in Rivers State and talking with our correspondents in Port Harcourt, the state capital, over killings of women that continues to send shock waves. They are now suspects in custody, but then there are more questions than answers. Then on the big hard facts, let's focus on the cashless policy for Nigeria. What are the implications for 3% deposit and withdrawal charges? It's got several thongs wagging, and that's what we're going to have for discussion today. First, let's go to this story on a fire incident, but that will be here.
The Big Three on Hard Facts
on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
And on 99.3 Nigeria Info, I'm Aogo Obo. It's 28 minutes past 3, and we're having discussions on the big three. So, I told you earlier on about the Commissioner of Police, Zubairu Muazu, who was speaking at the police officers' mess in Ikeja a short while ago, where we have correspondent Ijoma Esek. And he said that in his verdict, that security in the state was improving. I don't know if that's your own assessment of security in Lagos State, but then he was speaking with correspondents in Ikeja when he said that at least 19 firearms, 51 rounds of live ammunition were recovered from a number of suspects. Suspects altogether 40. Armed robbery suspects 29. Cultists, and then 19 suspected murderers. They also said that the police, that 31 armed robbery attempts were foiled. Mr. Muazu said that their police in Lagos State had seen a reduction in violent crimes in the last 30 days compared to the previous month. And his reason for this decline in violent crimes reportage is linked to a robust crime prevention strategy put in place by the Lagos State Police Command. At the top of the hour, we're going to have an exclusive interview with the Commissioner of Police in Lagos State, Zubairu Muazu, with Ijoma Esek Tikeja. So listen for that one. It will begin our security program, Checkpoint. And then after that, we'll talk about the situation in Port Harcourt. So, another story on the big three we're going to be looking at, and very quickly, is the fire incident that happened in the early hours of this morning at the Unity Bank headquarters. So, social media was regaled with a lot of pictures and as well as videos about the fire incident that happened at Unity Bank, and it did cause concern around Adiola Hopewell, where you had that fire incident happen. So, in a series of tweets, the bank confirmed the incident, which started early this morning, had the banking hall, or rather, saying that the banking hall and other strategic business areas were not affected by the fire, which has been brought under control. The bank also tweeted that there was no casualty or loss of life during the incident. And this is also been corroborated by the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency. And our correspondent, Kenneth Toby, who was at the incident shortly after the fire erupted, said that the fire originated from the network server, and saying that proper risk assessment will be carried out on the building to ascertain the level of damage, adding that no casualty was recorded in the incident. So, the bank also put out, going back to the statement, the bank, Unity Bank, put out saying that it was grateful to all the agencies and volunteers that supported in bringing the incident under control. Further developments regarding the incident will be communicated as it unfolds. And very importantly, too, says here, while the extent of the damage is being assessed, we're happy that there was no casualty or loss of life. We should reiterate that. And from current observations, business activities hadn't been affected. So that's the tweet from the Unity Bank, the scene of this morning's fire incident that did lead to a lot of furore on social media, a lot of panic around the Adiola Hopewell. But all of that now appears to have been dealt with. But I still would like to know, when I turn on the lines very, very shortly, what your thoughts are about fire safety and management. I know a number of people have said that when this happens in so-called highbrow areas where you have banking activities or you have government functions in place, you probably will have a quick intervention in the way the fire is being dealt with. But not to say that you've not had the fire fighters work also greatly in other parts of downtown mainland also too, where you've had fire happen. But I still would like to know your thoughts about the fire that happened this morning in Victoria Island, and what ways we can make stuff a lot safer. So just to remind you, fire happened at the Unity Bank in Lagos this morning, Victoria Island off Adiola Hopewell. Fire was put up by the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency. Preliminary investigation, according to the Emergency Management Agency, say that this fire happened from a network server, and that electrical in nature, and that they're going to carry out an integrity of the building also to ascertain that no damage has happened to the internal structure of this building. And then finally, we're making quick progress to my third story here, which is a story that I saw over the weekend and still continues to reverberate in the way people are reacting to this story. Talk about the incredulous. I've heard incredulous stories in my lifetime. I've seen the police parade or goat before, saying that the robbery suspect, which had been apprehended, this was in Quadry State in 2009 or 11, which had been apprehended then, had disappeared. And so disappeared and became a goat, morphed and transformed into a goat. And so they said then that the reason why they had to parade the goat was to show that there was no hanky-panky going on. And they did parade the goat, I remember, to the surprise of journalists who had taken those pictures. And for the record, show that once upon a time we did have to parade a goat as a robbery suspect. This is well a bit far from that one, because believe it or not, we understand that at least 36 cows belonging to some herdsmen were struck dead by lightning on Saturday night in the Jare community, Fedore, local government area of Ondo State. Now, a source told the herders took the cattle to Okiowa Bush, where by tradition only the king is permitted to enter it because it is regarded as sacred. None of the herdsmen died, which is the surprising thing about this story, because they ran away when their cattle were struck dead. Confirming the incident, the police public relations officer in Ondo State, Femi Joseph, says that this was a natural disaster and there's nothing anyone can do about it. Also reacting, the state chairman of Meiti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, Bello Garuba, confirmed the incident and then he described it as sad. He's quoted to have said that it is an act of God and the owners must take heart. The only thing I don't have here is some medical examination to show that this happened and there's some medical reason which has been carried out on those cattle to suggest that they were struck by some thunder storm or lightning which led to their deaths. But that's the big three on 99.3 Nigeria Info, and I'd love to hear what you think about these three stories. The state of security in Lagos State, Commissioner of Police in Lagos State announcing to a group of journalists that it has declined the last 30 days. Interesting story also we had on this big three with the fire incident that played out at Adiola Hopewell in Victoria Island. Unity Bank headquarters gutted by fire. Fire has been put out. Preliminary investigations suggest that this happened from the network server. Who did it? We don't know yet, or how it happened. It said it was a network server that led to that fire incident happen, and there were a lot of reactions on the street as this played out in the busy Victoria Island. And then finally, 36 cows belonging to some herdsmen killed in Ondo State. They say lightning struck. We've got everyone corroborating this story. This definitely the gods are to blame. So you just have our numbers 012770993, 012771993, 012772993, and then finally 012773993. Call me, tell me what you think about any of these three stories on the big three this fine hot afternoon in the city of Lagos. Talk to me. All right, the calls coming in. Let me remind you that at 3:45, Rally Academy will be up. You need some training and financial understanding on how the Forex market works. Then you can listen to Rally Academy just after this big three. Who do we have? Hello. Hello. All right, I don't have you there. Where all my people gone to? Talk to me this afternoon and tell me what you make of any of these three stories I have before you here today. Particularly interested in what you think about this act of providence or this freak of nature that led to 36 cows being killed in the federal local government area of Ondo State. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, you're on.
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you. I guess you can.
I'm Michael calling from Ekwe.
All right, Michael, please go ahead.
Hello, are you hearing me?
I can hear you clearly. Please go on. All right, one of those days you got the technical issues to deal with. Let me see whether I've got any calls, any messages on WhatsApp. While my messages on WhatsApp are loading, in case you don't have our number on WhatsApp, again, it is 0809. Number on WhatsApp 0809. Looks like my WhatsApp tab is stuck somewhere. But call me, tell me what you think about any of these three big stories I'm looking at today. The first story which you will hear on the big three, or checkpoint on with security before I delve into security in Port Harcourt, having to look at the state of security in Lagos State. Commissioner of Police Zubairu Muazu says it's been better in the last 30 days than it was. What is your assessment of that one? Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Joshua. I'm calling you from Maryland.
All right, Joshua, please
Lagos,
go ahead.
yeah?
Great.
Thank you. Concerning what you said, the issue of herdsmen at Ondo.
Ah, right.
Yeah, I think it's a welcome development. I think the people that did that, we have to appreciate them.
Well, we don't have any evidence to suggest people did it. We've seen pictures and information we hear. They said there was a thunder strike. So thunder strikes don't happen with people. I'm not sure what sort of science makes that happen.
It might have happened through the ancestors, or however it has come. Something must have made something to happen. But to me, it's a welcome one. It's a welcome one. Yeah. Because no one to accuse for that now. But they have been doing their own, and it's like no one will accuse them or prosecute them for anything. So to me, I welcome that. I appreciate that.
All right, thank you very much for your comment. Let's see if I can squeeze in at least 2 more calls before I go on the Raleigh Academy sponsorship. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
All right. Please, what's your name and where you calling from?
Okay, this is Victor calling from Aja.
All right, Victor, please go ahead.
Okay, actually, real quick, I want to talk about the herdsmen and the cow. It's very unfortunate it really happened to them, but I think it should be a wake-up call for them to, to know where they step into or know where they graze their cattle. So I think next time they should be more careful about places they go for grazing. So they shouldn't really blame anybody. I think.
Well, unfortunately, there's really no one to blame here. This looks like an act of nature, or freak accident, more like it. All right.
Yeah, I think they should just take it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. And this will be my last call on the big three. Who'll be the fortunate one to the block? Please kindly turn off the device you're listening with. So
hello, Agogo.
Feedback. Hello. Good afternoon.
Yes, my name is Ayokunle.
All right, Ayokunle, you have the floor.
Yeah, about the cows that died in Ondo State.
Yes.
I didn't in the video I saw. I didn't see any of the headsmen also dying.
Yeah, the report says they ran away when they saw the cattle.
What that simply means is that if it is indeed the ancestors that struck them, the ancestors are not fair. Why would the ancestors strike down cows and leave headsmen? And leave all these our leaders that are corrupt, that are destroying the country. If the ancestors wanted to show an example, why visit it on cows? Why not on real people that we can learn from?
It's actually a serious story. But come to think of it, have you ever witnessed anything like this in your entire life before?
Of course not. Of course not. I don't believe it's any thunder or anything. Honestly, I suspect that if indeed. Because that video, the king of the area said that area, nobody goes there.
Right.
It's forbidden, blah, blah, blah. What I would say is that probably there are some strange plants that are growing in that area that people have interacted with in the past that had maybe been poisonous and had killed them. These cows also had contact with those plants.
Possible. And
that's probably what killed them. Now, the black man thing about us is that maybe we don't have the resources to go and check and do proper research to really find out the root of all of these things, and we reduce it to so-called ancestors that are striking and causing thunder to come down.
Well, fortunately, authorities say they're not going to remove the cows from there, so we hope some medical team can get there as quickly as possible and do some autopsy to find out exactly what happened.
if thunder can strike the cows there and someone can go and see the cows that are dead. How come, if it is the same place where the cows are forbidden, how did that person go there to see the cow, and if he himself did not get struck? Very funny story, man.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks, Bagoda.
Thank you very much. And unfortunately, just when you all begin to call in is when my time is up on the Big Three, and Raleigh Academy is up next.